Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of NARS. I haven't tried too much from them, so I'm excited to see how these products perform. And I received this box this past week and I couldn't believe how much stuff they were able to put in this little box. I seriously couldn't believe my eyes, but whoever packed this up is definitely a master at Tetris, so props to them. I haven't done a full face of one brand in I don't know how long. I can't even remember what the last brand was. So I'm really excited to be doing this video. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. They were really generous and they sent over some of their best-selling products as well as some of their new releases, which are the Air Matte blushes as well as the Air Matte lip colors. So I'm gonna get to these in a little bit, but let's start off with the base. They sent over two foundations and I don't know which one I want to go in. I haven't had the best of luck with the other NARS foundation. I forget what it was called, but it looked like this, but a foundation tube. But they sent over the Sheer Glow foundation as well as the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. But in the meantime, I'm going to go in with this Tinted Glow Booster. They have a couple shades and this is the shade Light. I'm swatching it on the back of my hand to get a feel for it. See if I just want to apply it to the high points or all over the face. So it's like very, I think I'm going to put it all over the face. It's very subtle. I'm just going to take a couple pumps on my fingertips and rub it in. My hands are so cold, oh my gosh. And I already have all of my skincare down already. Okay, that is super subtle. It's nice and sheer as well. I don't know, I don't really see a huge difference. I don't know how I feel about that product. I feel like it doesn't do much. Maybe it'd be nice to mix into your foundations if it's a little too full coverage or something, but at the same time, I think it's a little too subtle. So now for my foundation, I think I want to try out Sheer Glow today. I have two shades here, so I'm going to see which one I like better. So this is the Sheer Glow in the shade Light 3.5, Salzburg. Oh my god, this is starting off really bad. I just shook it because it says shake well and there's some oil that came out of it all over my shirt. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna immediately put this in the wash. I'm back. Hopefully that kind of stuff stops here on out. Now I'm really scared of this foundation. I think the Sheer Glow shade matches me a little bit more, so I think I'm gonna go in with Sheer Glow. Okay, here we go. I'm just using my Moda complexion brush. I feel like this actually has quite a bit of coverage. I like the texture so far. It's very liquidy and it's blending out very quickly. And now I'm just gonna go over everything with my dampened beauty blender. Ooh, okay, that actually looks incredible. I'm just gonna build it up a little bit more right here. I really like the finish and how buildable it is. It looks very softening. My skin looks almost filtered, which is fun. I'll give you a good close-up. It's not really catching on my drier areas. Like I have a dry spot right here with this healing acne right here and it's not really picking up on it. It's settled a little bit, but it's not accentuating it a lot. I like that a lot. I'm excited to see how this wears. For my concealer, I'm going to be using a classic, the Radiant Creamy Concealer. They sent me 3 little mini shades, which are so cute. This used to be my #1 favorite concealer. I repurchased it, I think upwards of 5 times. It was so good, so I'm excited to see if it holds up. I haven't had it in my collection for a while. I'm going to be going in with the shade Café au Lait, Light 2.4. It's a little drier than what I remember, but it still looks really nice and velvety under there. I'm just adding a touch more right here. Yeah, it's a lot more matte than what I remember it being, but it honestly does look pretty good. I do find that it kind of accentuates some of my under eye texture a little bit more than my other go-to concealers, so I don't know. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit more. You These are a little bit far. What, too shy now or what? But anyways, I think that looks good. I look very soft and filtered. I'm not complaining about that. I didn't get a setting powder or anything, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of my Pat McGrath right under my eyes, like always. So now for the moment I've been waiting for personally. I'm going to try one of their bronzers. They sent over their original formula, the one with a little sheen in it, as well as some of their mattes. I've never tried the Laguna Bronzer. It's been a product that was in and out of my cart for years now, and I don't know why I always chickened out on purchasing it, but today's the day. I'm gonna be testing it out. I'm kind of torn if I should try the OG Laguna or the matte version. Might be a little deep. They also sent me the lighter shades as well. Here's Laguna, so that's the original formula, and here's the matte. This feels very creamy, like a very creamy powder, but it's also a lot more pigmented than the OG. Interesting. And then this one, this is the shade Vallarta, which is very, very light. Right up top there, which I might be down for actually. Or this one, San Juan. I might start off with this one, Vallarta, and then I might add some depth if I need. And this is part of their matte formula. Oh yeah, that's a really good color, I think. I actually really like that color because it's a lot more cool toned than a lot of the bronzers I have, and I feel like it suits my winter skin a lot better. It's nice and blendable, which is nice because when I was swatching it, it felt a little sticky, but it's blending out very effortlessly. And it's building up nicely as well. I really love this tone. That's really nice. I think just for the vibes, I'm gonna add a touch of Laguna, but not the matte version, the OG. Just really far back over here so it's not too much. It's barely doing anything. I just want to say that I finally tried Laguna. I really like how light that one was for my skin right now because I can be pretty heavy-handed when it comes to bronzer, and I'm happy that one builds up, but even though it's built up, it doesn't look too much on my skin. So now for my highlighter, I did pick this one out of my collection. This is one of my favorite powder highlights. It's the Fort de France highlighter. I'm going to be applying it with, of course, my Moda Pro Glow brush. Such a good one. It looks so creamy on the skin. I should pull that one out more. I love my Fort de France. Okay, it's blush time. I have two of the shades in their new Air Matte blushes. They do have some other ones as well. They just sent over these two. I have the shades Gasp, looks like this, which looks like something I'm gonna really love. And this other one right here called Hushed, which is more of like a dusty pink. I'm gonna swatch them on the back of my hand. They have a really, really unique texture. It feels very airy. I have hand lotion on the back of my hands because they're so extremely dry, so this isn't the best representation of the texture, but definitely just color. Ooh, this Gasp color almost makes me gasp. I think I'm gonna use this color for sure. They look beautiful. Look at this texture. Hopefully you can see. It's very airy. It almost sounds like little bubbles when you're swatching it. It's almost like I'm swatching shaving cream. So anyways, I'm gonna use my Smith 115 brush to apply this. And it looks like it's quite sheer as well, like they're not full pigment. So that's good. Wow, that applied in like a matter of seconds. That looks really, really nice. It almost has like a blurring effect to it. It feels very soft. I wonder if you'll be able to hear when I swatch. I really want you to experience this. I'm gonna hold this up to my microphone. Do you hear anything? I really like that. Okay, so now it's time to prime my eyes, and I have a new eyeshadow primer here. This is their Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I've heard nothing but great things, especially from those of you who have very oily eyelids. You say that this is the best eyeshadow primer, and it's also exciting because it has a tint, so it covers up the redness of your eyes. So I have really, really high hopes for this. And they also have a few shades, which is nice. I'm using the shade Light. That's one thing about the Fenty one, is that it doesn't cancel out any redness you have on your lids or discoloration or whatever. So I'm really hopeful for this one. It does look a little touch dry, but I'm just gonna let it settle for a bit while I do my brows off camera. So while I'm off doing that, please enjoy the brow intermission. Okay, my brows are on. It's time to move on to the eyes. Oh, by the way, I used Pear soap and the ABH brow powder to do my brows, but now for eyes they sent over some of their single eyeshadows, which is a dream. I feel like every time I would go to the makeup counter and I saw all the NARS shadows opened, it was just so beautiful and I could never afford it or ever bite the bullet to purchase one of them, so seeing these in my hands right now is kind of crazy. I did depot them and put them in this little magnetic palette here, but these are the colors I have. So this top one here is Persia, this one is Numia, this one is Tulum, it's a nice mustardy one, this cool tone is Blondie, and the last deep brown is Coconut Grove. Gotta figure out something to do with those. And I also have some eyeliner pencils here. So I'm gonna swatch. I think I wanna use this one. It's like a teal. It's called Grafton Street. That was a good sound. Did you hear that lid coming off? Okay, it's a really pretty teal. I'm gonna smudge it out so you can see the color more correctly. There's also this really pretty navy blue and a cobalt blue, and they also sent over like a nude waterline pencil, so I'm most drawn to the teal shade, and I feel like I could do something fun with the shadows and that too. So I'm gonna cook something up here and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm actually still not sure what I'm doing here, but we're just gonna wing it. I'm first gonna start off with the shade Blondie here, which looks like a lovely, more cool tone shade. And I'm gonna apply this eye primer. I don't know if you can see, but it's making my eyelids look very dry and flaky, which I know my eyelids don't look like that. This is a Smith 232, by the way. It's been years and I still have to look at the label of this brush. I really like that tone, but I don't think it's the most unique shade. I feel like there's a few other ones in my collection that look like this. It's kind of hard to tell because the eyeshadow primer underneath looks so texture enhancing. I'm not sure. I like that color though. I was going to go in with this Tulum shade, but I don't think that Tulum and Blondie is going to be very complementary. I feel like they're going to clash a lot. So I think I'm going to put Blondie all over my lid. I would definitely use this shade as a one and done. Now with a little defining brush, I'm gonna go into the coconut shade, Coconut Grove. That just makes me think of Mario Kart. And this is a Royal and Langnickel eye highlighter. Oh no, why? Oh. This is the first time I've ever used a NARS eyeshadow, and I'm having a blast. These colors are definitely not unique at all, but the blendability and the quality is really, really nice. It builds up very nicely even though I have a lighter shade underneath. That is quite rare when it comes to eyeshadows. Ooh, I like these colors together, very smoky. Gives me like 2000s-y vibes. I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to eyeliner. I'm gonna pause from my lower lash line. I'm also gonna fix my temple here. Okay, good. That was an easy fix. So I'm taking my little eyeliner. This is again the shade Grafton Street, and I'm taking my little Smith 203 brush and I'm just going to work off my pencil here. Oh my gosh, this is bringing me back to the days where I was in love with the Anastasia Subculture. This is like the same colors that that palette had for sure. Now I'm just taking this little pencil brush. This is from Melt Cosmetics. It's actually gliding on top of the powder eyeshadow pretty nicely. That can be a little sketchy sometimes with some pencil liners. Now let's test something else out. I'm gonna put some right here and I'm gonna try to smudge it out. This is a ColourPop E29. Okay, it's smudging. It's very smudgy. It made it all the way into here. And for the last little test, we'll see how it wears in the waterline. Okay, this color is actually really cool with my eye color too. I feel like it's accentuating the outer ring of my iris like a lot. It's almost making it look gray. That looks cool. And then I'm gonna tuck this in here. I'm excited about this eye look. I'm happy it's turning out. And then I'm going to go back into my eyeshadow and I'm going to take a little mixture of both of the shades I was using. I'm going to dip back and forth into it just to kind of incorporate that shade a little bit and set down that pencil. Okay, so here's where the eyes are at. I adore them. I did pop a little bit of my highlighter in my inner corner. This really brings me back to my old makeup style. I used to always do little teal eyeliners, especially with the Suva Beauty Hydroliner, as well as, I don't know, something else teal. I would always do this type of thing. But anyways, it's time for mascara, and I pulled this one out of my collection that I already have. This is the Climax Extreme Mascara. A really, really great one, especially if you love a lot of volume. I did curl my lashes real quick. Okay, so here are the eyes all finished. I absolutely love them, and the mascara really helped this look too. I feel like it amped it up a lot more. My eyelashes look so dramatic. Fun. Okay, so now it's time to move on to lips. So now for lips, they sent over a couple of their lip lines as well as these Air Matte lip colors. So I'm going to quickly swatch the ones that I have here. This is the shade All Yours, which is a very, very light peach. This is Pin Up, which looks like a red. It's like a coral red. It's a little softer. This one is Thrust. Oh, I like that one. This next one is Shag. This is Joyride. More peachy pinky. And the last one here is Power Trip, which looks like a red. That one right there. It's actually a really pretty red. Has a little blue in there for sure. Ooh, I don't know what would suit this look the best. I feel like that's too light and these are too pink. I feel like this one would be the best bet. Just a very sheer amount of it. And I'm going to line my lips with this shade right here, which is Morocco. These feel very average for a lip liner. They feel exactly like the MAC ones. This one feels a little bit more powdery than what I'm used to. It's not as glidey as I would usually like, so I don't know about that, but the color is really, really nice. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of this lip color Thrust. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna apply it full on so you can see what it looks like. I don't know about this combo though. Okay, these feel very similar to the MAC Powder Kiss liquid lipsticks, as well as the Rare Beauty ones. I feel like this texture does enhance all the little lines in my lips a little bit more than other lipsticks like this do. This is the first product where I'm kind of like, I could pass. I'll just leave it for the rest of the video, but I would pair this with something a little glossy, I think, since the eyes are so intense. But anyways, let's go through all of these products here. So here is the final finished look. I actually really love how a majority of things turned out. I really love the eyes. That's definitely my favorite out of the whole look, I think. And the base looks really, really good as well. I guess I'm not a super fan of the lips. So now I'm just gonna pop off camera and gather my final thoughts about all of the products I tried out today, and I'll give you my what's what. Before I do that, actually, I want to mix in a little bit of this All Yours shade to see if it helps the situation. It has a really nice soft texture, but I don't know. I feel like that's a lot better of a color. Unsure. Okay, now I'm going to gather my thoughts. I'm gonna go in order of application. First, starting off with this one, the Tinted Glow Booster. I kind of forgot I applied this today. It was very unremarkable. I feel like it was just a whisper of glow and not a booster at all. I will say it might be nice to mix into some of your more matte or full coverage foundations to kind of sheer it out a bit. I might keep it around to try that out. Honestly, I would give this one a pass. It's definitely a product I won't be using that much, or I don't think it's worth it personally. Next, for the Sheer Glow foundation, this is one of my favorite products of today. I really love the way my skin looks. It looks like a nice satiny finish, and I have a lot of glow. I could set my face a little bit. I didn't want to touch it just to see how the foundation wore today, but I really, really love this. I think my skin texture looks really nice and softened, really filtered, and it's not gathering whatsoever. It just looks very perfected, but still not a ton of coverage. Something I see myself using a lot here on out. Very pretty. I'll see how it wears. I'll definitely give you updates on all of these products at the end of the month. These are going to be in my rotation. So yeah, I feel excited and hopeful about this one. Next up for the bronzers, really, really excited about this Vallarta shade in particular, especially for my pale winter skin. I think it was very flattering, not too orange on me, not too red. It's just like a perfect kind of contour bronzer combo, which I do really enjoy. I think it looks really stunning, and the formula was actually really nice. This was the matte formula, and when I was swatching it, it did kind of stick down on my hand, but I was wearing lotion, so that's probably where that came from. But I was a little worried that it was going to be hard to blend out, but that wasn't the case at all. It blended out beautifully actually, and I'm excited for when I'm a little bit more tan so I can finally try the Laguna Bronzer full on, but it looks really nice. And it looked sheer. Next for the concealer, this is a product that I used to love so much, but now that I'm seeing it today, I feel like my under eyes look really, really textured and not as smooth as they usually look with my other favorite concealers. If I break up with my memories of this concealer and it was the first time I tried this, I think I would pass on it. It doesn't look great under there at all, honestly. It's kind of settling into my finer lines too. It just looks like it dehydrated my under eyes. For my highlighter, this was already part of my collection. Love this. A product I recommended in the past over and over again. My love still remains for it. It's beautiful. For the blush, this is another one of my top favorites of today. This is such a fun formula. It literally feels air whipped, like a little whipped cream pot. I really, really enjoyed it. The color is beautiful too. I see myself using this a ton. We'll see how it wears too, but right now it looks stunning. It was really easy to blend all over, and yeah, it just looks very softened too, very nice. For the eyeshadow base, I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this a couple more tries, but it really made my eyelids look really textured, and it made them look really, really dry, and they still look really, really dry, so I'm not really sure how to feel about this. I really like how it gave me a blank canvas to work on, but it looks very raisiny or crepey on my lids right now. For the eyeshadows, I did really love how they performed, but color-wise, these are definitely not very unique colors. I feel like I see these shades so often. The formula is really great. If there is one shade that you're like, oh, that's gonna be my perfect everyday one and done shade, for sure, I would say for sure go for it. But if you want to create your own little palette, I don't know if it's really worth it because, I don't know, it's just like a fine formula. It's nothing outer worldly, but I do really love how they performed, and I see myself using them time to time. So now for the eyeliner, this is another one of my favorites of today. It blended out beautifully. It's not moving around in my waterline at all. It was really easy to work with. It applied beautifully over my eyeshadow, which sometimes pencil eyeliners like this will get stuck when you're trying to make an eyeliner. But it honestly worked very nicely, and I love teals, so I see myself using this a lot when I go for more blue teals. I really love how it makes my eye color look too. I don't know, very easy to use, very easy to blend out, lots of working time. It's a fine pencil formula. Next for the mascara, this is one of my all-time favorite mascaras ever. I've been using and raving about this for a while on my channel. Love this stuff. Definitely not a new one to my channel. Now for the lips, I wouldn't recommend the lips, I don't think. It's not my favorite. For the lip liner, I feel like this is a very average formula. I don't know, it was very unremarkable. And finally, for the Air Matte lip colors, I'm gonna have to pass on them too. I'm not really loving this lip at all, even if it's just like isolated. I don't know if it's a favorite. It feels like it's dehydrating my lips a lot. It's not kiss proof or anything, it's just like a matte look. Really accentuates my lip lines, and it makes me look very dehydrated, and I'm not a fan. But those are all the products I tried out today. I really had fun with this video today as well. Let me know any other brands that you would like to see this type of video with. But with that being said, that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.